Hey everybody, it's me, Peter! Don't buy a muscle car, people think you have a small penis and it's going to be more expensive than you think. Start savings now, and don't get married until you actually meet somebody you love. It's just not worth it. Okay, so let's talk about money. Let's say that you just got out of boot camp, and you got to wherever you go after boot camp, and you looked at your bank statement for the first time in 3 months, and lo and behold, there's just a big old wad of cash just sitting there. Now, you may think, by looking at this bank statement, that you have all of the money in the world. You might want to just go out and buy everything that you ever wanted, that sports car, you could go buy a Maserati. But don't. Don't do it. That's a foolish thing to do. Now, you might ask yourself, oh, why shouldn't I get that car? What if I can get really affordable payments? Okay, so first of all, if you can get really affordable payments on a Mustang, you're probably going to be paying for it for the rest of your life. Or at least the next 6 years. And that's ridiculous. Do you know how much interest you're going to end up paying over 6 years? I'll give you a clue. A lot. If it's affordable, it's not really affordable. Okay, so if you are the kind of person that looks at your bank account and is like, oh my god, I have $3,000, I have so much money, chances are you don't have very well established credit. And because you don't have very well established credit, you're going to get a terrible interest rate. And besides that, every car dealership within like a 40 or 100 mile radius of any military base knows that once people get out of boot camp, they have all of this money that they're just waiting to spend, and they're going to spend it so hard, they're going to be like, oh man, thank you for your service, now please buy this car from me, and you know what, since I like you and I like the military, I'll cut you a real deal. We'll just knock off $500, and that's not a deal you're going to get anywhere else, so you should take it here. It's going to sound great and it's going to sound wonderful, and don't do it because they know who you are and they're going to take advantage of you. But perhaps the biggest reason that you shouldn't get a Mustang or a Camaro, whatever the hell you want, right out of boot camp is everybody's going to make fun of you for it. That's right. Everybody who's in the military knows that it takes a special kind of person to go and buy a muscle car right out of boot camp. You might be an E1, E2, whatever the hell. You have a muscle car nose and be like, oh man, check out that private. He's so hot. Look at that car he's got. No, they're going to be like, oh my god, that private went and bought a Mustanger. That Seaman Apprentice apparently is retarded. And the ladies will probably think you have a small penis and you're trying to overcompensate, so just don't do it. Okay, so let's get away from this whole car thing. One thing that you should do now that you're out of boot camp and you have all of this money coming in, you have a stable income, maybe for the first time in your life, what I would recommend, as ridiculous as it sounds, is to start putting it in savings now. Yeah, I know, it sucks, but trust me, you'll thank yourself so much more later. I've been in for 5.5 years now, almost 6 years, and I was a little late to the savings game. So instead of leaving the Navy with like 70 grand and doing whatever the hell I want for a year, I will probably have to find a job while I go to school. But you, oh man, you just got into this whole military thing. You have at least 2 years of a stable paycheck, assuming you don't do something wrong, that you can squirrel away some of, so that by the time you get out, assuming you get out, you are filthy rich, and then the ladies will love you. And even if you do have a small penis, they won't care because you're going to have loads of money. Save more than you think is comfortable. Let's say that you are getting $1,300 a month. Take 20% of that, so 13 times 2 is 26. So take $260, set up an allotment directly into a savings account, and just have it taken before you even see the money. That way, down the road, when you need money, it's going to be right there. But make sure that it's not money you can get to easily. That's a trick, because you can save all the money in the world, but it's kind of pointless. You just keep spending it as if every time it gets to like $1,000, then you're not going to have anything. Okay, so another thing, as far as being in the military and having money goes, I highly recommend not getting married. Ever. Okay, maybe not ever. Get married when you find somebody you love, but do not get married just because you think, oh, I'm going to be able to move off base and I'm going to get some BAH and all this jazz. Because when you get married, all of that money that you think is yours is also someone else's now. And that other person will probably be happy to spend it for you. Marriages of convenience don't last, and they never work out in your favor. So don't do it. If you see some girl that's getting all cozy up to you outside of a bar, and you just got out of boot camp or you just got out of A school, just be like, hey girl, no. And leave it at that. Yeah, sorry about it. It just happens. Okay, so that's my money advice. Again, quick recap. Don't buy a muscle car. People think you have a small penis and it's going to be more expensive than you think. Start savings now, and don't get married until you actually meet somebody you love. It's just not worth it. Okay, so I hope this helps. Bye.